What is up, ladies and gents? In today's video, we're going to be talking all about Zebec. We're going to be discussing what's been happening here on the charts, and we're going to be talking about a price prediction for Zebec over the coming days, as well as for how high I think Zebec could go in 2025. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you are a new viewer, then welcome to the channel. If you like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you are a returning viewer, as always, welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you here. On top of that as well, if you're looking for a great place to buy or trade Zebec, then look no further than the MEXC exchange. This is the exchange that I've been using because it has some of the lowest fees and it doesn't require KYC. And for a very limited time only, they're giving every new user who signs up in the link down below $20 to get started. So if you want to make use of this offer, click in that link, fill out your details. It takes less than a minute to do so. Deposit some fiat or crypto into your account, and then they'll give you that $20 to trade with straight away. On top of normal trading as well, they even have futures for Zebec where you can trade it with up to 20 times leverage. So again, if you want to make use of this offer, click on the link in the description down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for your support. Let's get back into this video. So things on the Zebec chart have been looking absolutely amazing. Is there a trigger for this upwards price movement? Of course, there's been a lot happening here with Zebec over the past few days. We've just had that AMA with the founder of Zebec that happened on February the 20th. In it, he highlighted the future for what is going to be happening with Zebec, some of the partnerships that they had planned and things like that. And of course, and as you can see over the past few days, they've highlighted some of the partnerships they've got. Zebec's partnership with Stellar, for example, that's a very, very big partnership. Of course, they've highlighted their real world utility here. You can see how much they're doing so far. Pretty good stuff, but there's a long way to go, which is only good for Zebec, which means that there's a massive upside if we have a look at the total market for what Zebec could really impact at the moment. And so that means there's quite a lot of upside here for Zebec still in the 2025 bull run. Of course, if we see these numbers increase, then that's going to provide long-term value here to Zebec. That's really what we want to see in this bull run. Of course, on top of that as well, they seem to be on a stream of news here, constantly releasing these new partnerships. Most recent one being 22 hours ago, new partnership announced. Obviously very good stuff. We've also not even seen Zebec listed on the major exchanges yet. We've seen no Coinbase at this current point in time. I don't see any Binance, as well as some of the other main exchanges, even things like Robinhood as well in the future could be pouring to list Zebec here. Of course, we're sitting at 146 million in market cap at the moment. So of course, these are some of the things we can look forward to here on Zebec. Of course, very hot topic in crypto right now, this whole payment infrastructure niche where Zebec and other coins that I cover on this channel like On MEXC, Alchemy Pay and so on are in as well. So a really exciting place to be. There's definitely a lot of upside here. Of course, Zebec is only a fifth of the market cap of On MEXC right now. So there is a lot of upside potential we could be seeing here. Of course, looking on the charts, these are my annotations from last time here on Zebec. We have such a bullish picture on our hands. We saw just over the past few hours here on Zebec a massive breakout to the upside from this resistance line. And of course, just for context, this resistance had been keeping Zebec in a very short-term downtrend here. 19th to the 22nd, we saw Zebec kind of going in a little bit of a downtrend between two parallel lines, this resistance up here and the support down there. Now, I'm not going to highlight them all, but as you can see from my cursor, we see at least 6 solid tests of this upper resistance here. We see 4 solid tests of the support down here. And so what we have on our hands, what we had on our hands here on Zebec was, in my opinion, a bull flag. As you can see, we broke out very clearly to the upside, a large green candle taking the prices higher. The prices came down to retest that resistance as a support. So we saw a resistance support flip and we bounced off from that resistance once more and started heading up once again. A very bullish setup here on Zebec. Of course, if we zoom out, you can have a look at the prices here. We're making new highs on Zebec, and of course we had a parabolic move going into this bull flag. So what we'd expect to see here on Zebec is this as a price target, the length of the parabolic move going into this bull flag here, this temporary consolidation in the downtrend. On Zebec, we dragged this to where we saw the breakout from this bull flag. And as you guys can see, this puts a potential price target here on Zebec at up to 0.37 cents. That is 103% trade from where the breakout was. Of course, if you guys caught that, then congratulations to you. Of course, right now it's still a nice 88% from where the price is currently sitting at. So still a very nice trade here on Zebec if this bull flag does get respected. If you're looking again for a place to trade this and you haven't got one yet, click in the link in the description down below to get that free $20 from MEXC. Of course, what we expect to see from this, since we've seen a breakout to the upside now, is something along the lines of this. So of course, we look at the steepness of this move going into the bull flag in the first place. We just dragged that to where we saw the breakout. And this is the kind of steepness we can expect here on Zebec. Of course, that doesn't look very steep right now, but if I adjust the chart a bit, you guys can see we would expect that price target to be hit at roughly the same level of this parabolic move going in. So if it plays out that way, we should see the price target hit really at the latest there by the start of March, somewhere between the 5th, 6th of March maybe. So just over a week's time, we should see Zebec hit its price target here. So since this is normally a fast-paced price pattern on the chart, this is not something that should take a long time for Zebec to do. Obviously, if we see something like this over the next few days here on the Zebec chart, this increases the failure rate of this bull flag pattern. What we want to see is sharp price movements upwards here, kind of like what we saw back down here as the prices entered into this bull flag. So that's the short term here on Zebec. Really good stuff. Of course, they seem to have a lot of announcements coming out on their Twitter. Make sure you follow Zebec on their Twitter as well. Have the notifications on, because if they just drop an announcement of a partnership out of the blue, a very, very bullish one, then that could drive the prices up extremely high here on Zebec. So of course, if you're a trader and you want to catch that, make sure you're following Zebec on their Twitter with the notifications on. Of course, in the longer term, if you've watched my previous Zebec videos, you know what I'm about to show you. This beautifully bullish structure that we've been seeing here on Zebec for basically the past 8 months is an accumulation period. Specifically, it's a wick off accumulation, and it's a wick off accumulation because if you have a look at the schematic that's popping up on the screen now, it's very, very similar to what we're seeing here on the price charts as well. Basically, there's some features of the wick off accumulation that are represented by initials. So the first one that you can see on the way down is SC on the very bottom left there. That is called a selling climax, and a selling climax is basically a capitulation in the price. And we saw the selling climax here on Zebec right in this period. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but you guys can see that generally the schematic follows the price action of Zebec for the last 6 months. We saw a convincing breakout to the upside. And so for my opinion here, I don't think that Zebec is going to be bearish anytime soon. Of course, we've accumulated for the past 8 months here. Buyers have been sweeping up Zebec at low prices there. I think a lot of people who are holding Zebec right now are expecting a lot higher here on the price, and that is the perfect storm to see Zebec rise a lot higher. Of course, let's just get rid of some of these annotations so it is a little bit clearer for us. And we would expect to see a price target of this accumulation period as the distance between the support, as you saw down there, to the resistance up here. We dragged that to where we saw the breakout on Zebec. The first price target that we have here on Zebec is 0.27 cents. And if we are being more ambitious, then we can also extend that price target to 2 times the distance, which it definitely could be because this has been a long-term accumulation period. Maybe if this only happened over a few weeks, then we wouldn't be so ambitious on the price target. But because this has happened over 8 months, we clearly should see a bigger markup here on the price. We could see up to 0.52 cents there if we see the price target of this accumulation period hit. Of course, right now that represents about a 3x from where the prices are now. That's nice, but maybe that's a bit low for some people who are more bullish here on Zebec. Of course, we're just using the price data that we're seeing here on the screen, but in reality, once the prices start to head higher, then we can consider some other chart patterns. One that I'm looking at is a potential formation of a cup and handle pattern. I do love these. At the moment, this area where the prices dipped here on Zebec could even be construed as a cup and handle pattern. Of course, if prices get to near the price target of that bull flag that we saw earlier, up to about 3.3 cents, that would be the same level as the high there on Zebec back in 2024 in April. Of course, if it starts to retrace a little bit like this, forming some sort of consolidation before breaking out again to the upside, then we could see a valid cup and handle pattern. Of course, this would be the handle here. If we saw this consolidation breakout to the upside, could mean that we've got a much more ambitious price target. But of course, we need to see what happens first when the prices get to this level. And of course, I'm always on the lookout for other patterns as well that could be telling us that we're going higher. But for the time being, we are seeing this bull flag, in my opinion, that's going to have a 0.37 price target to it. We have seen this accumulation period as well, a successful breakout to the upside from that, and that should have a 0.51 to 0.52 cents price target stemming from that. So still quite a bit of upside for those interested here in Zebec. Of course, I just wanted to give you a quick Sunday price update here on Zebec. So I'm going to wrap this video up. Do let me know down in the comments if you are still holding Zebec and what your personal price targets for Zebec are. How high do you think Zebec could go? Of course, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.